Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's Health Insurance Marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance.
We welcome you to our 2025-26 Baldwin Basketball Senior Night, as the Baldwin girls basketball seniors are currently being honored, the four in the class of 2026. Austin Bechtold with you. Ethan Spazarski will join momentarily as Lacey Bernadas is being honored at center court. Number 21 for the Fighting Highlanders, escorted by Gavin Sakeley, as well as her parents, Amy and Mark, her sisters, Lexi, who played on the basketball team, graduated 2021. Lindsay, of course, the junior point guard, and Aaliyah, her freshman sister. All three sisters on the basketball team. Lacey at Baldwin was a part of the Minithon, NHS, also played AAU basketball at Slam for Jamal Woodson. And her future plans are to attend a 4-year university to get a degree and possibly education, and also a possibility that Lacey's going to move on to the next level and continue her basketball career. One of my favorite parts of senior nights is always the words of wisdom that you give to your future Baldwin student athletes. What do you want to tell the juniors? What do you want to tell the sophomores, and especially the freshmen? Because these 4 years go fast. And Lacey says in the end, it'll all be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. Her final thoughts and thank yous. I want to say thank you to my Baldwin coaches, my family, my teammates, and everyone who has supported me along the way. As Isabella Niles is the next senior up, currently being announced by Brad Schulte here inside the Baldwin Gymnasium. The senior wears number 25, a multi-year starter, is escorted by Nate Baez, as well as her parents, Michelle and Bruce, and her brother Michael as well. Bella, who's been a defensive force for Jamal Woodson all 4 years that she has played in her extracurricular activities, include the National Honor Society, very prevalent here, the chapter at Baldwin High School, and is also a member of the cross-country team. Upon graduating from Baldwin in June, Isabella plans to attend college and potentially play basketball as well, and she wants to major in nursing. It's one thing that Jamal Woodson alluded to. We talked to him in the early portion of this season that all four seniors tonight are all interested in playing basketball at the next level. Her words of wisdom to future Baldwin student athletes: believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle. And her final thoughts: I appreciate every single person in my life who has shaped me into the person and player that I am today. And thank you to every single coach I have played for and my family who supports me every game. Julianne Ott up next, the senior guard that wears number 2, that is escorted by her cousins Lucas and Noah Whitman. as well as her parents, Melissa and Gary, as well as her sister, Veronica Ott. Ronnie, who played on the basketball team for a while as well for Coach Woodson, and had a chance to suit up on the court together. Their activities at Baldwin High School that Jules has been a part of is a lengthy list. Cross country, also track, has played AAU basketball as well at Slam, is also the newspaper editor for the Purple Light, is a member of the Class Officers Executive Board and the preschool program here at Baldwin as well. And her future plans are to play basketball and study sports media and communications at Penn State Barron. And as we know, if there's one high school to go through in the entire area of Pittsburgh or Western Pennsylvania and you want to major in sports, I can say it on a first-hand basis, Baldwin prepares you better than any high school you could possibly think of with Keith Harrison in the Purple Light. Jules' words of wisdom to future Baldwin student athletes: accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Never take moments for granted because they soon will be memories. Her final thoughts and thank yous: I want to thank all of my family for supporting me over the years. Love you guys. I also want to thank this program for shaping me into not only a better basketball player, but a better person. You all have taught me so much, and I'm forever grateful. J.C. Klingensmith as well was announced earlier, and J.C. wears number 32. The point guard was escorted by her parents, Bonnie and John, her brother Braden. Delilah Habib as well are escorted as J.C. plans to attend Bethany College and continue her basketball career. Will play at Bethany, and she wants to study exercise science as the four seniors all meet right now at midcourt. J.C.'s future words of wisdom for Baldwin student athletes: no matter, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. Also a member of Slam AAU. And her final thoughts and thank yous: J.C. wants to thank her entire family, her friends, and lastly, her teammates and coaches all along the way, as this is a basketball program in the 6th year under Jamal Woodson that is having one of its most successful seasons in 40 years. A 10-1 start after losing the first game of the year against Shadyside Academy. A 10-game winning streak for this team that is currently breaking down barriers and has a chance to break some records and put a year on a banner that has not been addressed and changed since 1983. The four seniors of the Baldwin class of 2026, Lacey Bernatis, Isabella Niles, J.C. Klingensmith, and Jules Ott, back for our pregame coverage in a moment here on the Baldwin Sports Channel on TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance.
What a wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's a night to celebrate. 4 seniors at Baldwin High School commemorating senior night against the Bethel Park Blackhawks. The rivals are in town. And to celebrate a 10-game winning streak, to celebrate one of the best starts in program history and the best since 1983. But we're only halfway home as we will flip the calendar on the section after this. And the Fighting Highlanders, following Bethel and Thomas Jefferson, will have a very good viewpoint of where they stand looking for the first section title since 1983. Hi, everyone. Austin Bechtold, Ethan Wazarski joined alongside courtside here on TenbandTV, a part of the Baldwin Sports Channel. Fighting Highlanders, like we said, have not lost a game since December 3rd, a year ago, against Shadyside Academy. That was the lone loss, the season opener, 52-47 in a game that Baldwin really came out skittish. But overall, since then, Ethan, they've taken care of business. The really only scare was the overtime against Upper St. Clair, 51-45. There have been a lot of close games, but they've taken care of business.
And most importantly, I think what you like to see is they're winning different kinds of basketball games. It's not just a blowout. It's not all close games. It's back and forth. You're seeing them compete consistently, and it's showing off, and you're seeing it consistently with stats and where they stand overall in the section.
Last 3 games for Baldwin, either on the road or at a neutral site. Previous game, a victory against Uniontown on January 5th at the start of the week, 65-39. And the Fighting Highlanders at 10-1 overall will play a 7-4 Bethel Park team at 2-2 in section play. Two teams very familiar with each other as we pause for our national anthem. So Bethel Park comes into tonight at 7-4 and 2-2 overall. And it's following 2 losses, one out of section, one in section, where the Blackhawks only scored 28 and 25 points under the direction of third-year head coach Steve Norman, a former Baldwin assistant. Under Jamal Woodson, Steve is just 1-4 in his career going up against Jamal in this Baldwin-Bethel Park rivalry. And that one victory came right here 2 years ago.
Exactly. I mean, Bethel Park is definitely riding the ship from where they were just a couple of years ago. I mean, back over in 2022, having single-digit wins than last season, up to 12, and now you're seeing the continuing progression, and that's even working with, just the fluctuation of different players, because you deal with graduation, and different players not when they play. High school and college have a different effect and feel than the professionals, so Bethel Park's progressing in the right direction overall. You're seeing them. They had a 17-day, 6-game win streak earlier on this season as well, so you're seeing them put pieces together. Now they just have to put it up against a really good Baldwin high school team right now.
And now the starting 5 for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders. Lindsey Bernatis is the lone non-senior in the starting lineup. Lindsey, the junior that always starts for Baldwin and always gets it rolling. And now the senior starting 5 with a tribute video playing that Jamal put together, taking place on the video board. And Jamal put together a really cool video on the video board of an introduction for his 4 seniors, including Isabella Niles. Balled up by Lacey Bernatis, the Baldwin three-point specialist. Up next. And it's a decorated senior class that has just continued to get better and better. Lacey Bernatis, a 2-year captain for Baldwin, key player off the bench, has started at times as well when necessary. Don't leave her open in the left side corner.
Exactly. I mean, three-point shooter. She's consistent, effective, but even more importantly, she's great at passing as well.
An underrated player for the Fighting Highlanders, J.C. Klingon-Smith, the senior that has really emerged this year, started off with 7 points in the loss, against Shadyside Academy, but has been a part of Baldwin's offense off the bench to help lengthen the lineup. And it's a Baldwin team that plays very physical, and at times players will foul out. And JC has stepped into a huge role, especially this year, the most impactful that she's been off the bench this season, whether it's scoring, defending. She's had a really strong and improved season, and she's going to be off to Bethany College to play basketball next year.
That's a really good Division III program in the PAC as well, up and coming. And J.C. Klingon-Smith, all-around player as well. She does it on both ends of the court. Complementary basketball is just a part of her game. That's what makes her a really effective player.
And the final senior for Baldwin is arguably one of the most improved players in the entire WPIAL over the last 2 years. A Slam AAU basketball player and a commit to go to Penn State Barron next year. It's been a pretty decent Baldwin to Penn State Barron pipeline that has emerged over the years. And Julianne Ott as the main ball handler and point guard for Baldwin alongside Lindsay Bernatis. Going from sophomore to junior year became a lot more of an impactful scorer, averaged around 12 points per game, now up towards 16. Whether it's AAU ball or high school ball for Baldwin, Jules has taken a huge step up over the last 2 years and has become Baldwin's most consistent scorer and dependable senior leader.
Easily the most consistent player on the entire team. I think her and Lindsay, like I've said in past when we've talked about yin and yang thing, one thing too, with their ability to do that and play together. But, I mean, her ability to score, become clutch when the team needs it most, and find her way always down low or wherever they need them to be is exactly what makes her one of the top stars of this entire basketball team.
So the 5 for Bethel Park as they go. Cap off, the senior 5'6" point guard will wear number 4. Nia Turner, the freshman 5'9" guard, will wear number 10. Addie Owen, as there's 2 freshmen in the lineup for Bethel Park. The 5'6" freshman point guard wears number 24, with Alice Elphinstone, a junior 5'10" forward, wearing number 25. And Fiona O'Neill, a sophomore 5'9" guard, wears number 33 for Steve Norman in his 3rd season leading Bethel Park at 7-4 overall, 2-2 in section action. Baldwin comes in to play 4-0 in section play, 10-game winning streak. 4 seniors plus Lindsay Bernatis in the starting lineup. It's Bernatis with Jules Ott, Isabella Niles, Lacey Bernatis, and J.C. Klingon-Smith. The 5 for Baldwin to start it off for Jamal Woodson in his 6th season, with Fiona O'Neill jumping it up with J.C. Klingon-Smith. Baldwin in its home whites with purple numbers and white and purple trim. Black road uniforms for Bethel Park with orange numbers and orange trim. Lindsay Bernatis off the tip goes to Lacey, and we start with Jules Ott and the Fighting Highlanders attacking the left side basket. As you see it, Austin Bechtel and Nathan Pizarski joined alongside here on the Baldwin Sports Channel as they try to get Niles involved early off a screen. Ott has to outlet and goes over to Bernatis. Lacey back up top to Ott. Man-to-man for Bethel Park, and a poke away from Ott. And it's taken by Kat Bopp. The senior dependable scorer for Bethel Park drives in, attacks, puts up the shot, but misses. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds. We'll go to Baldwin.
Uncharacteristic turnover early on the first possession. Usually there's some sort of game plan or scheme that Baldwin's really good at deploying and allowing themselves to score early on. However, great work down low to force, a turnover off the baseline. Now Baldwin has another crack at it.
As Ott dribbles with it. Corner around to Bernatis. Bernatis pulls for three. Off the mark. Long rebound goes over to Bob. Taken by Elphinstone. They move up with it. Bernatis tries to force a steal. Lindsay not able to do so. It's poked away from Boff by Klingensmith. Still fighting for it. Thrown in the middle of the court. Ott almost with the steal, but instead it's down low. Elphinstone. Elphinstone drives in. Deflected off of Niles, and it will stay here.
Lacey Bernatis, fantastic ability. She gets down low. I mean, there was bouncing back and forth getting over the timeline, but Bernatis picks up down low, able to put both her hands up and cause some trouble down low.
Up top with Elphinstone. Elphinstone over to Boff. Boff drives in. Kicks to an open shot. That's bypassed by Turner. Turner drives in. High off the glass, doesn't go. And the rebound goes to Ott. Jules Ott moves up with it. Defended by the freshman Turner. Bounces to Klingensmith on the left side elbow. Set a screen for Ott down low. It's not there. Back out top to Niles. Klingensmith thought about it. Now Ott with the mismatch against Elphinstone. She'll back it out. Try to set something up here. Bernatis right near the Bethel Park bench. Lacey. Niles drives in. Niles got the shot blocked on the way up. Turner was there to defend. And it was deflected on the way to Klingensmith. But a good find from J.C. Klingensmith to find Bella Niles with the first points.
And where chaos ensues, an answer will open up, and that's exactly what happened. Klingensmith gets the loose rebound. She collects it. Then Bethel Park diverges away from the paint, leaving Isabella Niles all open, and an easy basket for the Highlanders.
Three-pointer up and in for Boff from the right side corner. Bernatis drives in. Lindsay layup doesn't go. And Ott is going to be called for a foul on the rebound as it was ripped down by Addie Owen. And Jules Ott is called for her first.
Just tough because Bethel Park has come out here swinging, and they're landing a few of those metaphorical punches as well because defensively been really sound. I mean, man-to-man defense, not allowing a lot of openings or likings for what Baldwin's been able to do and what they've been able to do effectively early on.
Bethel Park is able to break the press. Swung across to Owen, to the corner. Inside, O'Neal off the dribble. Too strong. Offensive rebound goes to Turner. Swung around to Boff. Boff drives. Inside, we'll dish it back up top. Owen, open three. Misses everything, and it goes out of bounds.
I mean, Bethel Park, they're scratching and clawing, getting through the press. Baldwin's just about a half step off, but then Bethel Park's able to get it settled down, and they've had a few good looks, but 1 for 3 so far from outside the arc for the Blackhawks.
Hannah Prilla and Kelsey Meyer, the typical starting five with Lindsay Bernatis, Jules Ott, and Bella Niles. Those two are on the bench. Those 4 seniors start out, including Klingensmith, who hits for 3.
Just too easy. You get an open look in the right wing, and J.C. Klingensmith took all advantage of that.
Boff. They break the press. Turner looks down low. Good find. Elphinstone's layup's good. Alice Elphinstone, the junior forward, converts. Make it 5-5. And out of bounds. Will stay here.
Yeah, too much on the press. Not everyone got back enough because, Bethel Park moved really quick in transition. Easy, uncontested layup.
Just kind of threw it in between Klingensmith and Bernatis. It's Lindsay Bernatis that takes it, looks down low for Niles, and it's stolen away by Turner. Turner in transition with Niles getting back. Turner can't finish, rebounded by Ott. Ott looks up the floor, got it poked away by Turner, but out of bounds. As Turner touched it while it was on the baseline. And the two typical Baldwin starters will not sub in. It's Aaliyah Bernatis subbing in, and Kelsey Meyer as well. So Prilla stays off the bench as Niles goes off, and Lindsay Bernatis will take a seat.
Nia Turner early on, she's just been all over the place. Defensively, she's there. She's being aggressive, keeping it to you. A few layups, just few missed steals as well.
Backdoor not there, looking for Meyer. So it was Meyer looking for Lacey Bernatis. So the pass was deflected, out of bounds, but Bethel Park not able to grab it, so it stays here. And Ott will throw it in as Turner defends the basketball. Got to get it in quick. It's deflected and right into the camera stanchion. It actually stuck in between the tripod. Could not really have asked for anything better to potentially happen. No equipment broken, no basketball damage, and we resume play. Double team comes to Ott. He's able to get away from it and goes over to Bernardus. Down low. Meyer cutting into the basket. A lot of contact, but nothing called. Good contest from Bethel Park. Turner tries to get up the floor. Looks for an outlet. Turner goes to Boff. Defended by Ott, and Jules picks up her second early on with 3:16 left in the first quarter.
It's fantastic defensive work there for Aaliyah Bernardus. She really good and being able to position herself in a place where she's not impeding anything. Hands are in every spot they needed to be. However, fortunately for Jules, just gets a little too aggressive on the backside. Gets caught for a second early foul. Now she takes it to the bench.
So Lindsay Bernardus comes back on as Lacey Bernardus goes off. Same thing with Jules Ott with the 2 fouls. And Lindsay steals it right off the inbounds. Lindsay Bernardus. Boff tried to poke it away. Bernardus fighting for it with Owen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Addie Owen into the Bethel bench. Student section supporting their seniors. Signs for Ott. Signs for Niles. A bad pass from Niles as Boff was the one that deflected it into the hands of Turner. Turner moves up with it. Cross-court pass. Owen, the freshman, connects, but can't convert. So it's Lindsay Bernardus, Aaliyah Bernardus, J.C. Klingensmith, Kelsey Meyer, and Isabella Niles, the 5 for Baldwin. Lindsay, crossover, inside, outlets, back up top to Aaliyah. Swung across to Niles. Klingensmith thought about the 3. Now back up top to Meyer. Bernardus has a lane, drives in, shots blocked. They're going to rule it on the floor. With a foul called against Bethel Park. First called on the Blackhawks in the quarter, and it goes on cap off. Should be inbounded at the right side block. Niles will throw it in to Meyer. Meyer double teamed to Niles in the corner. The double team's there as well. Meyer puts up the shot, and she gets fouled. A slap on the arm will send Kelsey Meyer to shoot 2. Goes on Addie Owen for her first. It's the second on Bethel Park in the quarter. No one in the lane for Baldwin as all 4 remaining players are over talking to Jamal Woodson right near the scores table as Meyer hits the first. To give Baldwin the lead back up by 1.
It's going to be crucial what Baldwin does from the free throw line because we saw it against Peters Township, saw it a little bit even with Trinity, and at times, even though it didn't matter too much, Albert Galton, the free throw line losing a lot of free opportunities.
Meyer off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound goes to Kelsey, though, as she fights for it and swings it over to Aaliyah Bernardus. Down low, Niles. Klingensmith wants to pull from 3. Instead, off the head fake, dishes to Niles. Niles gets blocked on the way up. Klingensmith trying not to have a foul called. It's Niles falling on the floor with Owen to force a jump ball, and the possession arrow does go to Bethel Park.
It's just unfortunate because you get the offensive rebound on a free throw, which isn't all too often, especially the shooter. And then just not being able to make anything of it, losing that possession is going to hurt. Now Baldwin's going to have to stand up defensively to allow themselves to get a chance to push and extend their offensive lead.
Down low, turnaround shot goes for Addie Owen, her first points. Here's Bernardus. Bethel Park has not made a substitution yet. As Bernardus turns around and goes to Klingensmith at the foul line. Now Niles driving all the way in, creates space, can't finish. Offensive rebound, fought for and goes to Meyer again. Second offensive rebound for Meyer. Klingensmith straight on 3. Off the front of the rim, and it's tracked down by Boff. Boff assesses the situation and will back it out and go over to Turner. 1:20 to go in the quarter. Turner. Passing lane's cut off, but not to Boff. In the corner. Boff's 3, bounces off. Rebound Niles, and they look to push with it. Isabella Niles got it poked away from behind by Turner, and another steal by the Blackhawks. And a foul called on Meyer as just got a little bit too antsy after the turnover. And it's a low-scoring back and forth, but really sloppy first quarter so far. This is the first on Meyer, third on Baldwin in the quarter.
It's a three-win difference overall, and just 2 in the section play. But Bethel Park has stood toe-to-toe, and I think defensively, the amount of steals they've had and then for other extra opportunities is standing there. And now Bethel Park's making Baldwin pay because Baldwin as well is doing a lot of shooting themselves in their own foot.
Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Meyer. Bella Coleman, a senior guard, in for the first time for Bethel Park. It's their first substitution of the game. As Boff will throw it in. Goes to Coleman. Swings it around to Elphinstone. With 50 seconds remaining, our clock is wrong here on the screen. There's 45. The three-point ball is off the mark. And a good box out by Meyer to be able to grab the rebound. Meyer just trying to get away from the pressure, and it's stolen away by Turner. Turner with another steal. Turner looks for an outlet. Looks to back it up to the elbow. Where Elphinstone. It's a jump ball called. No travel. 29.1 left.
Important for Baldwin. 29 seconds left. You got to take as much time off this possession and utilize and get some sort of basket in response to finish off a sloppy quarter to transition into the second quarter with a fighting chance.
Bernardus goes away from the screen, drives in, and foul called against Turner as she put up the shot. And Lindsay, the leading scorer for Baldwin. On the year, her and Ott, the two pacing the Fighting Highlanders, will go to the line looking for her first points. She's got the first. For a Baldwin offense, puts up decent point total per year, right at 58 points per game, and they only give up 43. Niles couldn't rip down the offensive rebound, and soft touch by Baldwin. The point total that Baldwin allows at 43 points per game, it's actually not one of the best in the section, but overall really solid in terms of 5A. Baldwin deploys the press right off of it, and Klingesmith is able to tip it to Lacey Bernardus. Now to Lindsay up top in the final 10 seconds. Lindsay drives, dishes, Niles bypasses the three. Klingesmith will not and pulls the trigger and hits it. Money ball, J.C. Klingesmith, 2 threes in the quarter to give Baldwin a 10-7 lead as we go to the second quarter of play. 1 quarter down in the half, and Baldwin on senior night leads Bethel Park by 3 points.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Back to start the second quarter of play. Austin Bechtel and Ethan Varsity alongside on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. As Bethel Park has it to begin the quarter, and it's in the Boff. As just a 10-7 score, Ethan. A very low scoring, 17 points in the first 8 minutes combined between the two teams. But Baldwin has not had a struggle scoring points this year. This just maybe a slow start.
Exactly. I mean, overall, so far, Baldwin scored 256 points in just 4 section games, which is the most in the entire section of 5A and Section 4. So Baldwin not a problem. And also, I mean, last season, 17% of their points they scored in the entire season came against Bethel Park.
And they start off the first defensive possession with a steal. A team that uses its defense for offense as Niles can't bank it in. And the rebound is corralled by the Blackhawks. Addie Owen. Baldwin really didn't try to crash the glass there, as Owen was just able to stand right near the key and grab it. It's ripped away by Owen, stealing an extra possession.
It's 2 missed rebound opportunities by Baldwin early on. This one by Meyer early on by Jules Ott.
Owen drives in, tries to do it all herself, but went off the side of the backboard. Fight for the rebound. Niles on the floor, resulting in a jump ball that will favor Baldwin.
Almost saw another one early on, but Jules Ott and Isabel Niles able to dive down, crash, and allow Baldwin to get the jump ball and the possession arrow, luckily favoring them as well. But that's just miscommunication overall. Jules Ott had a chance on the second offensive possession, didn't crash because she thought someone else was going to get there, and vice versa, which Kelsey Meyer just being unaware of what was going on around her. So Baldwin needing to fix their rebounding here early on in the second quarter.
Ott drives in, dishes Klingensmith. She'll try again for 3. JC Klingensmith, nothing but net. Now 9 points in the game as she hits her third 3.
Electric from outside the arc, and that's what's working for Baldwin. So the key thing is, are they going to stick with it, or do you step away from it? Right now, looks like you got to stick with Klingensmith.
Klingensmith has more points than Bethel Park does so far in nearly 10 minutes of action. Well, down low, not there. Double team comes. Klingensmith almost forced to steal. It's back up top to Elphinstone. Klingensmith defends there. Elphinstone at half court. They're going to try to make a move and goes over to Boff. Boff drives in, turns, and travels. And it's been good help defense from Baldwin to bring over some double teams, and they played pretty well man-to-man on-ball defense, but when you can help bring that trap over, it creates a whole different ball game when you're trying to outlet the ball.
Exactly, and you've seen different traps and double teams deployed here throughout the game, and Baldwin's been on it a lot. That's the lowest scoring game.
Ott drives in and takes the layup. First points for Jules Ott. Fiona O'Neill back in the game for Bethel Park. O'Neill defended well by Niles. Looks inside. Gives it up to Owen. Too strong though. Second chance. Goes on the putback for Bella Coleman.
Just an unfortunate circumstance because you see Coleman down there uncontested. No one really competing where she grabs the rebound. No one comes over to challenge. Easy layup and easy 2 points for Bethel.
Klingensmith thought about it. Decides against the shot and goes over to Ott. Jules will pull. Meyer fights for the rebound, but it's corralled by Elphinstone. Elphinstone bounces it right past Bernatis as Addie Owen brings it up. Down the floor to O'Neill. O'Neill deflected by Niles. O'Neill second chance goes off the window.
It's interesting because also Klingensmith was there. However, she stays grounded, didn't really charge towards anything, playing a more passive defensive approach down low.
Meyer, it goes to Ott off a couple of deflections, and Ott with a lot of contact just drops it in. Jules Ott back-to-back buckets.
Yeah, no regret there. Luckily, no charge either. She's able to step in, make some contact, puts up a right-handed floater, rattles around, and now Jules Ott has 4 points here in the second quarter.
As the offense is picked up in a 17-11 game. And O'Neill bounces to Boff. Boff layup, no. Second chance. Seen on that right side block. Bethel Park has had a couple of opportunities to be able to get a putback, and Baldwin not boxing out well enough, and Joelle Woodson clearly not happy about it.
Say Boff creates contact, and then she kind of bounces off the defender, and he's able to collect the rebound and force her way in the second try. Wasn't really any aggressive defense, and again, what we've seen a lot is the double teams, the traps. Those last two possessions, lack thereof.
So you might be asking, Spazarski, what is Jamal wearing today? I feel like that's a weekly question, a daily question.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
Are you wondering? Because I have the answer.
Well, I'm more about the shorts. I think the jacket's great. It's complimentary. His shirt underneath the sports coat looks nice. I'm wearing the shorts.
So I saw him when he walked in today, and I said, Jamal, what we got going on here today? And he said, well, it's Slam colors.
It is Slam colors.
It's Slam AAU colors, which all 4 seniors play for. Of course, Jamal, very prevalent, founding Slam AAU, and Steve Norman also for Bethel Park, a coach, first Slam. And Slam's colors, a lot of green involved. So green and the reddish pink.
He embraces all the players.
Wearing.
He embraces all the players, too, who play that as well. Even when Thomas Jefferson comes to town, there's a good handful of girls on that team are a part of that, and he embraces and talks to them, too. Anyone who plays for him as founder of that program, he embraces it and enjoys it, no matter who's on what team.
Here's Ott driving in. Jules gets fouled. No shot. It'll be on the floor. And taken out of bounds at the left side block with half the quarter gone by and a 4-point Baldwin lead. As the foul goes against Addie Owen for her second. So Owen and Ott both with 2 fouls. Ott out there with the 2 fouls. And it's bounced into Hannah Prilla into the game, but Prilla is able to take it. Double team comes. It's deflected to Lacey Bernadas outside the arc as she goes over back to Prilla. Swung around to Niles. Niles pulls the trigger for 3. Off the back of the rim, but Klingensmith corrals the rebound. Who goes to Prilla? Prilla spins, turns, no. Again, Klingensmith. 3rd chance for Baldwin. And a foul called before the pass, maybe on the pass, as Klingensmith hit the deck. And the foul goes on Nia Turner for her first. Actually the second on Turner, as she will go off to the bench. Into Ott. So it's Ott, Klingensmith, Prilla, Lacey Bernadas, and Bella Niles for Baldwin. Ott shot doesn't go. And it's last touch by Baldwin out of bounds.
So now with Turner off, you have one of your best defensive players, thus at least in this game, now on the bench. So Bethel Park's, at the very minimum, the defense and the offensive rebounding is going to shift. Now who's going to be able to do what? Especially at a point where you're only down 4 against a 10-1 Baldwin team with that 10-game win streak teetering here.
A lot of pressure from Baldwin, but they get it to the corner, and Coleman, who drives in. Might have been blocked by Niles as it went off the side of the backboard. Here's Ott moving up with it. Jules down low, Prilla with it, layup, misses. Prilla second chance at it, goes back up, and it bounces in off of 3 hops. First points for Hannah Prilla. Bernadas, Ott, Meyer, Niles, Prilla, J.C. Klingensmith have all scored. Lindsay Bernadas with the 1 free throw. To the corner, though. Bethel Park looks for a response. No good from Coleman's shot. Prilla clears. Ott moves up with it to the corner, and Niles likes the shot. But it's rebounded by Bethel. The sophomore O'Neal, who started as a freshman a year ago, drives in and banks it home. 4 for Fiona O'Neal. Both buckets coming in this quarter. Their 19-15 game. Here's Niles now on the right side wing. Looked down low for Ott, wasn't there. Niles got it poked away. Now to Klingensmith. Slowly developing for Baldwin as they go to the corner. Lacey Bernadas for 3. She's got it. Lacey Bernadas with the money ball 3 to improve the Baldwin lead to 22-15.
You said it in the open as well. Lacey Bernadas left corner equals almost guaranteed money balls. And there it was right there in a crucial point late in the second quarter.
Elphinstone with it. Now here's O'Neal. Look down low. They're trying to isolate Elphinstone on the block. Double team there, though, with Bernadas trying to force the jump ball, and Lacey's able to do so, but keeps the possession arrow here.
Works for Baldwin there as they weren't able to, they didn't isolate, they didn't get away from themselves, and they stayed true to where they were, forcing a jump ball, more importantly, allowing a chance for Bethel to not score on an easy possession.
Good minutes for Klingensmith as she goes off to the bench. Same thing with Niles as Meyer returns and Lindsay Bernadas is back. Owen off the inbound, defended by Bernadas. Good defense from Lindsay, but a good find on the pass to O'Neal for the layup.
Yeah, she kind of just walked on water there, just right through, uncontested in the paint.
Lacey Bernadas bypasses the 3 this time, then goes to the outside and Meyer. It will reset as Jamal Woodson calls out the play. And Jules Ott at half court. Looks to get it moving with Bernadas. Right in the wing corner area, right near the Bethel bench. Ott has a lane, takes it. Jules drives in, creates space, and scores. 6 points for Jules Ott in the final minute of the quarter. Layup doesn't go, but Bethel Park was looking for a foul. They don't get the call. There's not been a lot called here overall. Just 2 fouls in the quarter. They've both been against the Blackhawks as Bernadas' shot will result in a Baldwin out-of-bounds play at the left side block as it was deflected. Lacey Bernadas can't handle. A 7-point lead. It's Prilla. Pulls from the elbow and hits. Lead up to 9. Largest lead of the night for Baldwin. 24 seconds before halftime. Cap off. Bounces into the corner and O'Neal. O'Neal. Head down as she was dribbling. Almost stolen away by Ott. Boff tries to take it. Boff does have it and bounces it with 7 seconds left. Deflected by Lindsey Bernatis. Meyer tries to take it away. It's out of bounds. 2.8 left on the clock as it deflects off of Jamal Woodson at the bench area, and they'll bring Niles back in for the final 2.8.
Boff deserves a lot of credit there. You're on the ground. You immediately want to grab it and kind of roll. She collects possession and then doesn't roll, forcing any sort of travel. She gives Bethel Park an opportunity to get the score, although it does go out on the far side.
And the Blackhawks call timeout, trailing it by 9, and this a critical possession for Bethel to try to get a bucket here to go to the break with a diminished lead that Baldwin has been able to build up, as they've had a nice run here right before halftime to build it to where it is right now. And if you're Bethel, just try to stop the bleeding with one bucket.
Exactly, and Bethel is only just one bucket away. They have not really, until this latter half of the second quarter, have gone away from what's worked for them, because for the most part they've stood toe-to-toe with Baldwin the entire way. That 9-point lead that Baldwin has does not represent anything of dominance, because Bethel Park started out hot. They started off on the better foot than where Baldwin was. It's just in transition things have started to change and pick up. Now Bethel's offense is going to be hit with a huge and important test here late in the first half.
So Addie Owen will throw it in. You'd imagine that they would try to get it to Boff. Boff, who leads the team in scoring, averaging 12 a game. They throw it in. It's deflected off of Niles, trying to isolate O'Neal. And Hannah Prilla will just give the basketball back to the referee, and a 9-point lead for Baldwin. 26-17 on senior night, and the Fighting Highlanders, despite not that great of an offensive performance so far, have been stifling on the defensive end.
Exactly, and I think what makes it more important is that possession. Whenever Baldwin got the loose ball, they didn't try to force anything, go long or worry. You collect possession, you just take your time, let the clock run out, take it to the locker room, and make those halftime adjustments. So overall, really good finish to the first half from what was a stifling start to the half.
Baldwin outscores Bethel Park 16-10 in the second quarter and leads it by 9 as we reach halftime here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of...
Those two are on the bench. 4 seniors start out, including Klingensmith, who hits for 3.
Just too easy. You get an open look in the right wing.
She's got the first. For a Baldwin offense, puts up decent point total. Up top of the final 10 seconds. Lindsay drives, dishes, Niles bypasses the 3. Klingensmith will not and pulls the trigger and hits it. Money ball, J.C. Klingensmith.
Baldwin needing to fix their rebounding here early on in the second quarter.
Ott drives in, dishes Klingensmith. She'll try again for 3. J.C. Klingensmith, nothing but net. Now 9 points.
Double teams deployed here throughout the game, and Baldwin's been on it a lot. It's thus a low-scoring game.
Ott drives in and takes the layup. First points for Jules Ott. Elphinstone bounces it right past Bernatis as Addie Owen brings it up. Down the floor to O'Neal. O'Neal deflected by Niles. O'Neal second chance goes off the window.
Defensive approach down low.
Meyer, it goes to Ott off a couple of deflections, and Ott with a lot of contact just drops it in. Jules Ott back-to-back buckets.
Yeah, no work.
Poked away. Out of Klingensmith. Slowly developing for Baldwin as they go to the corner. Lacey Bernatis for 3. She's got it. Lacey Bernatis with Bernatis. Right in the wing corner area, right near the Bethel bench. Ott has a lane, takes it. Jules drives in, creates space, and scores. Lacey Bernatis can't handle. A 7-point lead. It's Prilla. Pulls from the elbow and hits.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
A wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia dental plans.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
Look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
Back for the start of the second half. Austin Bechtel joined alongside Ethan Varsity here on TenbandTV. The Baldwin Sports Channel brings you Baldwin fighting Highlander basketball against the Bethel Park Blackhawks on today's senior night, celebrating Jewel Zott, Isabella Niles, Lacey Bernardis, and JC Klingensmith, who leads all scorers tonight so far with 9 points, all on 3 balls.
Exactly, and what makes it better is the complimentary basketball she's played all year carries over into a very special night tonight. She's been able defensively to get a few stops. Her passing's been there when they need it most, and more importantly, a lot of loose balls tonight between both teams. And every time JC Klingensmith's on the floor, it appears Baldwin comes away with possession, allowing them to extend their lead.
So they've been able to build up a 9-point lead with Jewel Zott having 6 points, Hannah Prilla with 4, Lacey Bernardis a triple in that second quarter. Lindsey Bernardis, though, only 1 point. It was a free throw in the first half, as in the first quarter, she just hit the front end. Cap off for Bethel Park is closing in on reaching where she paces, 12 points per game, but she had 25 against Trinity earlier this year and is their offensive engine because there's not a lot of huge point scorers outside of Bob. But it has been Fiona O'Neill that had 6 points all in that second quarter that has taken advantage of opportunities right around the block.
Yeah, last year Bethel Park outscored 353 to 261 in 6 games against their 5A Section 4 opponents, averaging just 43.5 points per game and allowing almost near 59. So this year, a little bit of a flip of the switch there offensively, finding some answers. Still some more to be figured out, but again, the work that Steve Norman has done with his team in now 3 years, it's definitely progressing in the right direction, especially against a really hard competition like Thomas Jefferson, like Peters Township, and Baldwin.
And they're both 2 programs that pride themselves on defense. Bethel Park averages 13 steals and 17 deflections per game. Those numbers pretty much in lockstep of where Baldwin is. Baldwin a little bit on the higher side, depending on the game that it is. As the 2 teams are coached by 2 people that know each other very well, Steve Norman and Jamal Woodson. Previously, Steve was on the coaching staff at Baldwin as Klingensmith is the shot, and also part of the Slam AAU circuit together. So it's kind of like when you go up against your next door neighbor or your cousin in a basketball game or your best friend. That's really what it's become for these 2. As a shot is up and good for Addie Owen to begin the second half of play. First field goal for Bethel Park, and it turned out to be a while, game time-wise.
And these 2 schools on top of it, there's already a rivalry sense to it. Bethel Park and Baldwin, no matter
every sport.
No matter, I think that always has translated these 2 schools. It's always close competition, just like your rival in division games. You're always going to have a little bit of a closer contest than really anybody outside of that.
Here's Bernardis on the perimeter, and Bernardis drives in. Lindsay's shot doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Turner. And it's because you're just right next to each other, as Bernardis picked up a foul that really didn't need to pick up there. Just kind of a foul out of, not desperation, but frustration. Just her first, though. It's the first on Baldwin in the quarter. With the press deployed, they go back to Turner. Turner is able to dribble past it. Turner drives, dishes, O'Neill on the baseline, and a travel called.
Now both teams really blanking on a few different offensive possessions. Credit Owen has that easy layup early on. But, I mean, overall, besides that, both teams blanking and primarily on mistakes on their own end that they're in control of. So you're kind of seeing a carryover from what we saw sporadically in that first half.
Gets a screen from Niles. Niles rolls off of it, tried to set up in the post. It's Klingensmith up top now. Now Bernardis. Lindsay looks for a screen from Klingensmith, gets it, and tries to take advantage of the mismatch against Elphinstone. Back up top to Ott. Not a lot inside for Baldwin yet. And it's Niles spinning, turning, trying to find space, but a jump ball is called as Elphinstone was able to get a hand in there and force possession back to Bethel Park.
That's unfortunate because, Niles steps in, kind of gets put between two different girls in a 2-on-1 situation, and it's unfortunate because if there's just one person there, I'm sure Niles is able to force some contact and get down low. Fortunately, Bethel Park's defense, really good work there.
You saw the Baldwin boys underneath the basket. They will take place their senior night game. The festivities before the game. Boff will go to the free throw line and she's pushed from the back. So the Baldwin boys will take on a Bethel Park boys team that has not won a game so far this year at 0-12. And that's the third foul now on Jules Ott.
And I think overall on the boys' side of things, winless or undefeated, it is still a crucial game for Baldwin. They're not the same team as they were last year, and it's proven throughout the season, especially in section play.
Well, when you graduate the amount of impactful seniors that they did, Wessling, Jericho, Shank, Scatoni, Dutine, Barricat, as well as Staley and Civador and a lot of depth pieces off the bench as well. It's hard to be able to lose as many as you did and be able to keep up the pace.
Especially when the competition around you is also really good.
Niles to Klingensmith. JC's shot is blocked by Boff. Tried to save it from going out of bounds, but Boff did touch out when she had possession of the ball. So it'll be out of bounds right in front of the water cooler at the end of the Baldwin bench. Niles will throw it in. Well, it's a 5-point game. Baldwin has just not been able to pull away at any point. Here's Bernardis. Ball fake. Layup. Good. First field goal for Lindsey Bernardis. Comes with 5.5 left in the third.
Yeah, we talked about it with Lindsey Bernardis and Julian Ott and open their ability to affect the game offensively. Just 9 points between the two so far, but that was a very crucial bucket. It's not always about how much you score, it's about when.
Addie Owen falls to the floor, and it's because of a foul on a hand check called against Baldwin as she delivered the pass, and it's a very confident freshman going up against Lindsey Bernardis, who picks up her second.
From the angle we were at, it looked like there was, Lindsay was definitely very close and involved, but it didn't look really like a push or any sort of trip. I think naturally there was just a trip on the floor, but unfortunately, Baldwin doesn't get away with it.
O'Neal finds enough room. Now 8 points for Fiona O'Neal. Klingensmith thought about it. We'll reset with Ott. Sets the screen. Ott to Niles. Bella Niles has a lane. Good first step around Both. No foul called. Jamal Woodson looking for one. Now a jump ball called to keep the possession here. And Steve Norman stunned that it's not a foul called and instead a jump ball.
It wasn't as tied up as a lot of the other jump balls have been tonight. Niles kind of on the backside or on the awkward side of that.
Klingensmith was triple teamed, didn't result in Boff stealing it away. Boff will back it out. He goes to O'Neal. O'Neal trying to get around Lacey Bernardis. Tipped by Niles. Niles trying to grab it, and does, away from Boff. Niles in transition, left hand, plus the foul. Isabella Niles getting it done on both ends.
Senior guard, fantastic read on the pass. She not only is able to ball handle her way past the timeline with pressure on her, takes it down with a little bit of a contact, and now an and one opportunity to really push forward and open up a lead.
Niles to the free throw line, takes part in the NHS and cross country, his extracurricular activities here at Baldwin. Future plans to attend college and potentially play basketball once the major in nursing once she graduates.
She could be used at Waynesburg.
A lot of nursing majors at Waynesburg, as obviously we know. Alums, me an alum of Waynesburg, you in a couple of months.
Yep. I feel old.
Yeah, how do you think I feel? Stolen away by Baldwin. Here comes Niles. Niles bounces it to Ott. On the perimeter, Ott drives baseline, and a foul is called. A little push of the arm from Elphinstone. She picks up her first.
How do you think Donnie feels? Older.
Probably older.
Older.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at the calendar now and you flip to a new year, I say, man, 2019 doesn't sound like it was that long ago, but Tell that to the seniors now. Klingensmith again! JC Klingensmith with 4 threes. She's got 12 to lead all scorers. And it drives the lead to the greatest it's been tonight at 11. Turner able to scoop it in. First points for Nia Turner. And there's going to be a stoppage in play because the net is currently not in the proper position that it should be because J.C. Klingensmith just splashed it in so nicely.
That was a cannonball.
To be fixed.
It was. If you were.
Isn't that a great thing as a shooter to be able to have the net messed up like that and you have to stop play because you made the shot so perfectly that it just made the net. You could hear the swoosh of the net. Like when you're out playing with your buddies at the park and you hear the swoosh of the net. Well, I was one of the best feelings as a shooter.
I was never one of the. I was really never good at that. I'm more of a rebounder myself, but I'm sure if I was able to do that, that would be a very nice feeling.
Ott swings it on over to Bernatis. Lindsay goes opposite of the screen from Prilla. Now looks for Prilla. Hannah has it at the right side elbow. Klingensmith on the ball fake. Drives in. Floater just rattles out. But JC will go to the free throw line. We talked about how J.C. Klingensmith has continued to emerge as a scorer as Turner picks up her 3rd foul. Klingensmith, who's going to Bethany to continue her basketball career, is going to study exercise science. Her words of wisdom to future Baldwin student athletes: no matter what, get up, dress up, show up, never give up. A lot of ups because many times as you might fall down, it's always important. Just bounce right back up as best you can.
Exactly. Fantastic words of motivation. Really good perspective on early part of life.
I always like when the words of motivation rhyme. I don't know why. It just sounds convenient. Here's Owen, as both free throws were good for Klingensmith. Meyer back in. Bernatis tried to poke it away from Owen. And up top it's O'Neal, who bounces to Turner. Swung around, back to Owen. On the perimeter, they're trying to isolate down low and try to find O'Neal. It's deflected and out of bounds. Will stay here. And O'Neal, as she was inside the paint, just kind of fell down. They got her feet tripped up with someone. Under 3 to go third quarter, 36-25. Inbounded to O'Neal. And O'Neal looks for Boff. It's off of Boff's arm. Bernatis goes in to grab it and throws it over to Ott. Here's Jules Ott. Gets a screen from Prilla. Goes the other way. Ott drives, left hand, off the side of the backboard. O'Neal in transition to Turner in the corner. Turner pulls for 3. And it takes a couple hops and goes. There is a foul called on the rebound. So we'll see how this is played out because the referee right on the near side here was calling a foul on Kelsey Meyer. That's the second on Meyer. Count the 3 for Turner. She now has 5 points. It makes it 36-28. And there's the 4th on Baldwin in the quarter. So the foul was called after the 3, which, if I'm not mistaken, would result in Bethel Park basketball.
Yeah, and it was on the box out, too, down low, where Kelsey was trying to get the rebound in case that ball were to rattle in the opposite direction.
So it looks like they're still trying to sort it out. Yes, it is Bethel basketball. Because of the foul called on Meyer. So you count the basket, plus you get the basketball because of the foul. It doesn't put anybody at the line because it's just the 4th foul, not the 5th in the quarter. But Bethel with a good chance to try to steal some points here. Northland Stone is able to reset with Owen up top. Defended well by Bernatis. Lindsay trying to force a steal. Owen to Turner. Turner gets around Klingensmith. Turner loses her footing, and it's because of a foul, which will send her to the free throw line. A blocking foul called on Baldwin. And Turner will shoot 2. Her first trip to the line. Not a lot of free throws in this game. The only ones have been Boff earlier in this third quarter for Bethel Park. And Klingensmith picks up just her first.
Now you'll see if, Bethel Park's really able to fully capitalize on a lot of these sloppy mistakes here in the third quarter provided by Baldwin.
Turner averages 7 per game and banks it in. A free throw away from matching that as Klingensmith goes off and Niles will come back on. Steve Norman in his third season, a WVU grad. Watches the free throw miss in a 36-29 game, 7-point lead. Down low to Meyer. Meyer trying to dribble away from the pressure, and it's deflected out of bounds into the Baldwin bench as Jamal Woodson has the basketball. And gets it back. It'll be inbounded right next to him at the bench by Niles. So Ott will reset. It's Ott, Lindsey Bernatus, Bella Niles, Hannah Prilla, and Kelsey Meyer. The typical starting five for Baldwin outside of today's senior night with Clingan Smith and Lacey Bernatus in the starting five. They go to Prilla up top. Swung around to Bernatus. Open three right side corner. Lindsey almost banked it in. And the rebound is fought for with Niles forcing a jump ball with O'Neal. But the arrow will go to Bethel.
It's unfortunate because that was a really good read and a play executed well by Baldwin. Ball just rattled just on the outside portion of the rim, unable to go into the basket.
O'Neal into Boff. As Boff in the corner. He's able to get it away to O'Neal, who drives in. O'Neal to the corner. Addie Owen drives, gets around Niles, missed a shot though, and Prilla grabs the rebound.
Great work stepping up by Niles defensively there.
Bernatus drives, looks, turns, deflected, stolen. O'Neal on the steal. Not in time for Niles, but Niles is able to poke it away out of bounds right to the student section. And a good job to be able to slow down the fast break, but it'll stay here with Bethel Park in the final 64 seconds.
This is the second time Niles on two possessions has defensively been what she needs to, or done what she needs to do. She picked up down low on the baseline in the first possession that time. Great work streaking down, negating the odd woman rush.
Stolen away, passed right to Niles. Bad throw in from Elphinstone, trying to throw it inside the paint, but they give it right back as it's Turner with it. Lacey Bernatus back for Baldwin. Turner looks down low to O'Neal. O'Neal dishes. Owen, open three. Off the mark, and it's rebounded by Niles. Niles long pass to Lacey Bernatus. Lacey can't hold on. Here's Turner, 37 seconds left. Two defenders back for Baldwin as Turner smartly elects to just take it back outside the perimeter. Double team comes, and it's Owen with the basketball and potentially holding for the final shot in the third. Here's O'Neal with Prilla defending on the perimeter. O'Neal out of bounds to Baldwin with 15.5 left.
Turner, we've seen it. That right arm a little close there. I understand you're a lot of physicality as well as, the officials have let these girls play a lot. Not too many fouls early on with some contact, but Turner rarely aggressive there on the offensive possession.
4 seconds for Ott. They go to Niles. Niles drives in with two. Shot is blocked. And the quarter comes to an end with a 36-29 lead for Baldwin. But it was 26-17. Baldwin was able to further build up the lead at times. Bethel Park, a very strong third quarter as we go to the fourth here on TenbandTV.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Back for the fourth. Austin Bechtold and Ethan Spazarski alongside on the Baldwin Sports Network as the Fighting Highlanders will have the basketball attack the right side basket. As you see it, looking for a senior night victory, looking for 11 wins in a row and an 11-1 record to go to 5-0 in section play. And Jules Ott on a good find and a good drawn-up play by Jamal Woodson helps to extend the lead. That's the first points from Ott here in the second half as Turner drives in. Left hand doesn't finish, and Lacey Bernatis takes the rebound. So it's Ott, Lacey Bernatis, Hannah Prilla, Lindsey Bernatis, and Bella Niles to fight for Baldwin. Lindsey has it. In the wing corner area. Back up top to Niles. Now here's Ott. Swung around to Prilla on the perimeter. Almost could have been stolen away if Elphinstone would have saw it. Instead, it's Lacey. Floater. Missing and rebounded by the Blackhawks. Addie Owen, the freshman, with 4 points. Brings it up and goes to Turner. The two freshmen in the starting five, Turner and Owen. Playing pretty solid minutes for Bethel Park. Boff goes back to Turner. Trying to isolate Elphinstone on the block. Turner doesn't go that way, though. Double team comes from Prilla. Boff pulls for three. Rebound Bernatis. Lindsey moves up with it. Lindsey has a lane, takes it, drives all the way in. Might have been deflected on the way up. Prilla cleans it up and scores.
Really good work by Hannah Prilla. I mean, whether it's on the offensive or defensive side, she's always been the team leader in rebounds and the ability to get underneath the basket.
Ott deflects it out of bounds. Niles tried to save it to keep it in. A good hustle play as Baldwin has built the lead back up to 11.
Prilla only has 6 points on the night, but I'd argue that basket was an incredibly crucial one because Baldwin hasn't had any consistency offensively, so trying to put enough of a cushion between them and Bethel, because if that carries over, your need is a lot of space to be able to work around if more mistakes are to occur.
Bella Coleman comes back in for Bethel Park. Blackhawks have only played one player off their bench, and it is Coleman, the senior guard. As Boff has it now. And dishes to the corner. Owen right by the bench. And they set up the motion offense. Just about 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Coleman has it. Coleman, high pass. Swung back around Boff. Now here's Owen. Ott steals it away. Jules Ott in the passing lane. Might have traveled, and it's rolled a jump ball. Possession error will favor Bethel Park, but it sure looked like a travel to me.
It was one. I mean, it was really one hand. There wasn't a tie-up at all. I think. I mean, with the defensive, with the push there, that Ott was slowed down, and I would agree more towards the travel call over a jump ball.
Klingenschmidt comes back on for Prilla. Tipped by Niles. Niles on the floor with it. Jamal Woodson's able to call a timeout. He'll retain the possession. That's just the first timeout that Baldwin has used on the night.
I think that was really well put together coaching by Jamal to be there, and he's been communicating all night, paying attention to exactly what's going on, but great work by Niles to fall on it. Now Baldwin takes the time to reset themselves in what's been a back and forth, sloppier form of basketball here in the fourth quarter.
Baldwin trying to keep pace with Thomas Jefferson. Bethel Park played TJ in its last matchup and lost 43-25, but the 43 points that TJ scored, the lowest points the Jaguars had scored all season long. And you know how important defense is for Baldwin. It's the same thing for Bethel Park. But that's the team that Baldwin is trying to keep pace with, stay undefeated in section play before playing against Thomas Jefferson on Monday night.
Exactly, and Bethel Park holding their opponents to about 36 points per game. I mean, coming into it. So defensively, they've been there. And this year, during their 6-game win streak, they averaged almost 58 points a game, too. So they've been able to put some answers together, even with a close loss, even though the score doesn't show it against a good opponent, TJ.
Klingenschmidt just threw it away looking for Ott, and it's Boff finishing. And an official's timeout. It's a great steal by Bethel Park, but Klingenschmidt, that she just lost her balance and was just trying to keep it alive before she potentially traveled or turned it over, ended up turning it over. We take another look at what happened off the inbound to Klingenschmidt, and just no look. It was taken away.
I think she saw Jules or was aware of Jules being there, but when she was falling down, she didn't get more of the push towards the left side of the floor where she wanted. She kind of threw it directly behind instead of feed it along to where it needed to go.
So the issue was that the fouls on the scoreboard were not taken off the board. So the fouls from a quarter ago were never erased, and that's why there was an official's timeout, which is smart to be able to clear that. There's been no fouls called in the quarter, but when you look up there and you wonder, is it shooting or not? Buff almost with another steal. I'm going to be clearing all the details.
Boff also the only player on tonight period who scored in all 4 quarters, especially for Bethel Park being up there and making a few clutch plays here in the fourth defensively and offensively, including that nice layup.
Yeah, and that's been a problem for Bethel Park as Baldwin throws it away. Bethel Park in the new year has posted its highest scoring total at 31 points. Why? Well, they scored 28 at Pine Richland in a 42-28 loss. And we talked about those 25 points scored against TJ. That a home loss against the Jaguars. As Niles almost took it away, but instead it's Turner moving up with it. Klingesmith, last line of defense. Turner, floater, no. Second chance at it, though. Turns, finds some space. Baldwin gave it to her. She has a third chance at it. But as she brought the ball down, it results in a foul. It's called on Baldwin.
That one would have been a prime example of a jump ball being called, and I think that's what they're talking about now. No,
and it is a foul.
I mean, we've seen less of a tie-up come together for it's a jump ball, and now we're seeing fouls as well. Just a tough call to make, and an unfortunate one that doesn't go in Baldwin's favor.
They get Klingesmith for her second. Lacey Bernanis goes off, and Meyer comes back on. So the 5 for Baldwin is Klingesmith, Meyer, Niles, Lindsey Bernatis, and Jules Ott. To the corner, Coleman for 3. Too strong. Meyer rips the rebound, but it's poked away by Owen, and a jump ball is called this time. It's become a physical game here in this second half between two teams fighting for standings in the section, and both desperate for wins, but for different reasons.
Now, Kelsey Meyer right now, you can see it in her face. She looks incredibly locked into the moment right now. Very fortunate there. And I guess it's a good thing jump ball wasn't called, because that means the possession would have been pointed in Baldwin's favor if that tie occurred.
So here's Ott with it. 4:35 to go in the game. Back to Ott. Bethel Park switching off all their screens. Good cut back door by Niles, but she's not able to corral the pass at first, and then just throws it to Coleman. Turner with Niles trying to force a steal. Swung on over to Elphinstone. They break the press. Swung inside. Boff. Taken by Bernatis. Lindsay behind the back. On the perimeter, resets with Ott. So under 4 to go. And what's a 9-point lead? And 9-point leads can be insurmountable with no shot clock if you treat it right. As Klingesmith swings on over to Ott. Ott crossover, looks for Meyer, and has to track it down right around half court. Kelsey Meyer almost stolen away by Turner. Got a hand in there, now it's Ott up top. 3.5 to go. They've burned off 30 seconds without a shot on this last possession. It's in the reset. Meyer to Ott. Jules thought about the 3. Right off the dribble. Now goes to Bernatis. Kind of just killing some clock now. Bernatis inside. Got a screen from Niles. Meyer, open jump shot. Rattles off. Same team there for Niles. Fighting with Klingesmith. And Bella Niles will go to the line shooting too.
I'd make the argument that that was the best Baldwin possession we've seen the entire night. And it's because we're finally seeing the utilization of no shot clock. And not even necessarily looking for the best shot, but a perfect shot. And Niles was able to take the best opportunity they had.
Second foul on Elphinstone as Niles is able to hit it for first. Give her now 5 on the game. Lacey Bernatis comes back in. Niles in her senior night thank you said, I appreciate every single person in my life who has shaped me into the person and player that I am today. Thank you to every single coach I have played for and my family who supports me every game as she knocked down 2 free throws, able to hit both. And almost taken back for Baldwin as Bernatis, Lacey that is, just not able to squeeze it.
No, just a lot of contact there. She wouldn't have been able to possess it, but good read. Kind of slows down Bethel Park's progression, and now you have to force them to do an inbound.
Niles this time knocked it free, and it's out of bounds as O'Neal touched the basketball, still with a foot on the line as she was just trying to get back in bounds. So it resulted in a turnover. Niles bounces to Bernanis, very close to half court, and the trap comes, and so Jamal Woodson calls timeout. Still with 3 left after this one. 3:02 left on the clock. 42-31 the score. Baldwin out in front and just trying to run out the rest of the clock and take a victory into the weekend.
Yeah, last year this was a Bethel Park team that lost both times they faced Baldwin. Baldwin winning by 22 combined points in both of those games. Baldwin outscoring by a total 119-97, averaging about 60 points a game. So a much tighter contest, tight-knit. Not as many points on either side in it. Something I mentioned earlier is that Baldwin scored 709 conference points last year. 17% of that total came whenever they played Bethel Park.
Yeah, Baldwin was 16-11 overall last year, 8-4 in the section. Was really just in the middle of section play, and you thought going into this year, okay, still a team that could take a jump. Did anybody expect 10-1 at the start of the year in a 10-game winning streak?
No.
Probably unlikely, but when you are as veteran-heavy as they are and have played together for so long, plus a veteran head coach, these are when you really start to see the puzzle pieces come together for what could be a historic season.
Aging like fine wine.
You think of it another analogy? No wine allowed in high school, Spazarski.
Oh, yeah.
I get the reference.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to talk about, I don't know, is there any pop that's aged fine?
Probably not.
Maybe root beer if you want, just for the sake of it.
Niles down low to Meyer. Aging fine like Aaron Rodgers at 42 years old.
Okay.
We'll see you Monday night. Here's Boff. Bouncing it to a wide open O'Neal for the left-handed layup. And a timeout called by Bethel Park.
I think Fiona O'Neal was a little shocked she was that wide open as well when she collected it, but great work for Bethel Park to be able to make the easy layup and not let anything kind of slip into your mind too. But what's working for Baldwin, especially right now, is that cushion is coming in handy mightily right now. It's a 9-point lead, but there's been a lot of just inconsistency on both sides for Baldwin, so that allows for a few mistakes for them to be able to correct themselves. And we're getting down to it in a very close contest between these two teams, so who's going to make less mistakes in that time span?
These two teams will meet again on February 3rd at Bethel Park. As the road gets a little bit more difficult for Baldwin because as they turn the page after TJ on Monday to the second half of the section, most of the games to start the year in section play were at home. Peters Township, Trinity, Albert Gallatin, all in a row. The first road game was against Uniontown. So out of the games that have been played in the section, Peters at home, Trinity at home, Albert Gallatin at home, Bethel Park at home, 4 of the first 5 have all been home games. So that obviously flips to the road to where Baldwin will be following the TJ game. Home against Mount Lebanon Thursday night on the 15th. Then at Cannon Mac on the 16th. Against Peters Township on the 20th. That's on the road. At Trinity on the 23rd. At Albert Gallatin on the 26th. Before returning home to Baldwin on the 30th to play Uniontown.
And I think something else you got to look at, too, is other teams and who they're playing and coming up. And Bethel Park's going to have a pretty easier portion of the schedule the next few games as well after this and playing at home as well. So all matters who you play and where you're playing them. And Baldwin's going to have to utilize and put together a good road stand as well when they face some really good teams in their section.
There's Perla up top, back to Ott with 2:20 to go. And a 9-point lead for Baldwin. Lindsey Bernatis. And they continue to work it around the perimeter. Cross court to Niles. Bernatis looking for a trap. Bethel can't get there, though. It's Prillo with Klingesmith wide open at the block. They can't find her. Instead, it's Niles in the corner. Down low. Ott tried to swing it cross court. It was deflected by Turner into the hands of Klingesmith now. And JC tries to reset up top. Bernatis back to Klingesmith. Klingesmith just floats it up there for Niles. And Niles has the baseline, but lost it with Turner stealing it away. Turner drives. It's poked by Bernatis. Lindsey with the good hands to knock it free into the student section. Decked out in black and gold with the Minithon Pittsburgh theme tonight. The gold Minithon t-shirts in the student section. Cap off. We'll throw it in. And she throws it right off the hand of Ott. Looking for Turner. And a jump ball will keep it here, but man, that was almost a gift right to Jules Ott.
Exactly. That's all. Bethel Park has made a lot of inbounding mistakes today too. It just doesn't happen often, but luckily an unfortunate bounce for Bethel Park.
But that was an unfortunate inbound mistake for Bethel. It's Addie Owen just had it go right off her hands. Bernatis easily up the floor. Looks for an outlet, just throws it to the middle of the floor where Ott takes it. 1:23 to go. Lacey outlets to Ott. Niles can't save it from going out of bounds. So Bethel will have another crack at it. 1:16 left, but the possession's dwindling. And Steve Norman calls his final timeout. Or actually does have one still remaining. Baldwin has 3. So these 4 seniors, Jules Ott, J.C. Klingensmith, Lacey Bernatis, and Isabella Niles for Baldwin, accomplished and looking for more, as the last section title at Baldwin was 1983. You saw it last year with the boys team. Last section title was 1986. They win it last year after 39 years. This is the year for the girls team to try to get it done. And the real roadblock and barrier in front of them is Thomas Jefferson. If they could steal a road win on Monday against TJ, wow, would that increase their odds.
I think the foundation you have on that is they beat them last year. Baldwin was able to compete in both games and win as well. So I think that's such a huge part of what you look forward to in Thomas Jefferson, and it's going to be ever so crucial. And I think what helps is they're going to be on the road for their first time there, against an important Thomas Jefferson game where you'd be able to compete at home.
So Baldwin lost to TJ a year ago just by 5 points, 65-60. But they went on the road at TJ, won by 3, 62-59 against a very good Thomas Jefferson team. Does not have one of its star players in D'Angelo available due to an injury out for the year. Thrown in and stolen right away as Owen was not able to take it. There were 2 Baldwin defenders there, and a foul called as Bernatis was trying to move up the floor. We'll see if they get it called on Owen or maybe on Elphinstone, but regardless, it's just a second foul called against Bethel Park in the quarter.
Yeah, and luckily for, Lindsey Bernatis, I think she kind of read that really well, and she understood. She saw the double team coming up, so she went to try to attack to force a foul, and it pays off. So the horn blew at the table, but play was not stopped by the referees. They were trying to get Kelsey Meyer in the game. Boff's 3 misses. Second chance at it, though, for Turner off the mark. Third opportunity, O'Neal turns around, misses. And a 4th chance for Bethel Park in the final minute. Boff looks, turns, gives it up top. It's Elphinstone. Bethel Park's got to go. Trailing by 9. Bernatis looks for the steal. Boff inside. Cap off. Bounce pass to O'Neal. They're able to convert on the layup. O'Neal with 12 points to lead Bethel. And now Bernatis as they're going to try to pressure up but not foul. As Niles in the final 30 seconds gets it over the timeline. Cross court to Klingensmith. Klingensmith to Bernatis, and a foul is called on the pass before it was thrown down to Lacey. And it's the 3rd on Bethel Park. Elphinstone, her 3rd. As they bring Meyer back in. Took a lot of time in that last possession for Bethel Park. They really not an urgency to it. Now it's allowed Baldwin to be able to have a few long different possessions where they can take time off the clock, which there isn't a lot of.
Lacey Bernatis will throw it in. Goes to Ott. Ott doesn't go over and back. Gets it over to Lindsay. Lindsay drives. Foul called. They won't count the shot. It'll be on the floor. It's a hold. There's now the 4th on Bethel. And that's the 4th on Elphinstone. Klingensmith calls for it right off the inbound, but instead they're going to go long to Lindsay Bernatis. He has to track it down to the backcourt. And Bernatis just killing off some time. Goes to Ott. Ott. High pass is deflected into the hands of Klingensmith, and Klingensmith will go to the free throw line. As J.C. Klingensmith looks to add on to her game-high 14 points. Turner is called for her 4th, and it would give Klingensmith points in all 4 quarters. Would be the only player for Baldwin to be able to do so. Cap off with 8, the only Bethel Park player to score. And every 8-minute increments. The first one is missed by Klingensmith. She's now 2 of 3 at the line.
Still incredibly consistent and having potentially up to 15 at the very minimum 14 points in an important game team high. It's going to be very crucial on a very important night.
Klingensmith off the back of the rim. And the final 5 seconds, a foul is called on Baldwin, and I think they're going to – Joel Woodson was signaling like he wanted to call timeout, maybe to try to get all the seniors off the floor to a nice ovation, but yeah, I think that is what he's going to do now. Yeah, he's going to call a timeout just for a substitution. To let the seniors come off the floor to a good ovation and a victorious one. With just 5 seconds left, Brad Schulte calls the PA announcer for a round of applause for the seniors as they will come off the floor. And it is a full timeout for Baldwin as they're just going to discuss over what has to happen on this final possession, which is a 7-point game still. Just don't foul anyone, don't do anything unnecessary, and go to the locker room at an 11-1 record.
Yeah, and in a crucial part of their schedule where they're going to need to win the second half of some of these section games and in 2 important games against Thomas Jefferson as well, and where every game's going to matter coming down the road, and you want to be able to go into playoffs or at least postseason play on the right foot, because as you know, you can do it all season and it can end instantly in one game, and
man, we saw a year ago. So the seniors will stay on the floor. It's Lindsey Bernatis, Lacey Bernatis, Bella Niles, J.C. Klingensmith, and Jules Odd. After it seemed like they were going to sub in, they all go to the scorer's table now. It's a long pass thrown right into O'Neal, and O'Neal is fouled. So a little surprised by the way that was drawn up. To just foul again, and I mean, it's only the second of the quarter, but it allows for all the seniors to come off with hugs and high fives all around. And it is being assessed as a 30-second timeout. As after the foul, timeout was called, full timeout by Bethel. So good ovation for the seniors.
Yeah, and this is a team that you could see, and it carried over last year, whether they're watching the boys play, watching the bench throughout any type of game, that this is a tight-knit group. There's clearly chemistry on and off the floor with this team, and it's carried over into this year as well. I think it's fair to say, watching, like, example, Mary Vargo smile on the bench no matter where she was, and you see the smiles on the court now no matter what's going on. It carries over. This is a team that's well put together. They're winning, and they're having fun while doing it. You're able to see that and see the transparency is awesome.
Yeah, just to see how the program has grown over the last 4 years to really be one of the most respected in the WPIAL. And just got to give credit to the coaches and players for what's been built, as Bethel just can't get the ball in bounds. It goes out of bounds, and with 2.2 left, Baldwin can just throw it in and celebrate. 42-35. Baldwin's winning streak up to 11 and victorious on senior night against the rival Bethel Park Blackhawks. Not the highest scoring output, but doesn't matter as long as you get the job done. As the Fighting Highlanders outscore Bethel Park in that second half. Just enough to be able to grab the victory and celebrate on senior night. With J.C. Klingensmith leading the way, 14 points for Baldwin. A great all-around performance. As Jules Ott scored 8, 3 for Lindsey Bernatis, 6 for Isabella Niles, 6 for Hannah Prilla, but it was J.C. Klingensmith that scores for Baldwin in the first 3 quarters, does enough, and 14 on senior night. J.C., how was it going out there tonight?
I mean, it was great, definitely because Steve was our old coach, so It means a lot more.
Yeah, what was it like? Because I talked to Steve about that earlier today, he was obviously here for your freshman year, and to be able to have the level of success against that team, a rival, of course, what over the last 3 years, what's that been like?
I mean, we're all really excited. We knew this was a big rivalry game, and we knew we just had to come away with it.
What has been the key to now an 11-game winning streak?
I mean, just every practice we come in locked in, ready to go, and we don't mess around.
What was it like to be able to celebrate with the seniors out there?
It was amazing. You know, like I said last time, I've been with them since 3rd grade, and it just means everything to me.
Why was the 3-ball working so well for you today?
We had a shoot around earlier. I had it going, and then I was just confident today.
So what are you all thinking? Big game Monday against TJ. Got to have it.
Yeah, we're hoping to continue our streak. We just got to take one game at a time and continue to practice hard.
JC, appreciate it. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
JC Klingensmith here on senior day for the Fighting Highlanders in a victorious 42-35 score for Baldwin, as they are able to beat Bethel Park, and the Blackhawks drop now to 7-5 overall, now 2-3 in 5A Section 4 action, where Baldwin is now 11-1 and 5-0, undefeated in section. We talked about that Thomas Jefferson game. Is JC very concise and clear and sometimes short with her words, just right to the point. Talked about how important that is. Just get back out there and get ready for TJ. Very monumental game.
Exactly. I mean, she's always understood it. I think it's clear JC Klingensmith, she's a team player. She's bought in. She's contributing to it just like her teammates are. And, I mean, that's all you need to be. Short, concise, to the point, because now you win, but there's obviously things you need to clean up. And, again, where it's so crucial to be on the right side of some of these games coming down the stretch, I think that's exactly how you need to have the outlook for it. And I think JC Klingensmith stood a task 2 times in a row. Last 2 times we broadcasted and come out here, Baldwin, she's been our player of the game. Yeah, and Bethel Park is always a very frequent senior night opponent, because Baldwin and Bethel, in whatever sport it is, typically always play the last of the section matchups, and then when you flip it around, the last matchup again. And this year it just turns out where Bethel Park is the first half of the section where it's at home, where if it was a year ago, it was the last half, unless you decide to flip it around and have a different matchup that you want, maybe non-section or something like that. But overall, for Baldwin to be able to be on this roll that they're on right now, not skip a beat, not have any letdowns, it's very impressive, and it just speaks to the work that they've put in over the offseason, but especially after that last year. You wonder if that was just a statement to them. Losing to Shadyside Academy, this is not going to happen to us again, and we're going to be ready for whatever the season throws at us. And that's exactly what they've done. They've been ready this entire time. Now an 11-game win streak. They've scored well over 600 points in that span, scoring well over 50 points in that span as well. And they are offensively been the most sound team in the section through their section play when it matters most. So right now, that's exactly where you need to be. And Baldwin's trending in that right direction with the 11-game win streak.
Final score, Baldwin wins it 42-35 against the Bethel Park Blackhawks. For Ethan Swazarski and our entire TenbandTV crew, Austin Bechtold signing off. The Baldwin boys will take the floor next. But first, senior night presentation for the Baldwin boys in a moment here on TenbandTV. Those 2 are on the bench. 4 seniors start out, including Klingensmith, who hits for 3.
Just too easy. You get an open look in the right wing.
She's got the first. For a Baldwin offense, puts up decent point total. Up top in the final 10 seconds. Lindsay drives, dishes, Niles bypasses the 3. Klingensmith will not and pulls the trigger and hits it. Money ball, JC Klingensmith, 2.
Baldwin needing to fix their rebounding here early on in the second quarter.
Ott drives in, dishes, Klingensmith. She'll try again for 3. JC Klingensmith, nothing but net. Now 9 points.
Double teams deployed here throughout the game, and Baldwin's been on it a lot. It's thus a low-scoring game.
Ott drives in and takes the layup. First points for Jules Ott. Elphinstone bounces it right past Bernatis as Addie Owen brings it up. Down the floor to O'Neal. O'Neal deflected by Niles. O'Neal second chance goes off the window.
Defensive approach down low.
Meyer, it goes to Ott off a couple of deflections, and Ott with a lot of contact just drops it in. Jules Ott back-to-back buckets.
Yeah, no work.
Poked away. Out of Klingensmith. Slowly developing for Baldwin as they go to the corner. Lacey Bernatis for 3. She's got it. Lacey Bernatis with Bernatis. Right in the wing corner area, right near the Bethel bench. Ott has a lane, takes it. Jules drives in, creates space, and scores. Lacey Bernardis can't handle. A 7-point lead. It's Prilla. Pulls from the elbow and hits.
And I think overall on the boys' side of things, winless or undefeated, it is still a crucial game for Baldwin. They're not the same team.
5-point game. Baldwin has just not been able to pull away at any point. Here's Bernardis. Ball fake. Layup. Good. First field goal for Lindsey Bernardis.
It didn't look really like a push or any sort of trip. I think naturally there was just a trip on the floor, but unfortunately Baldwin doesn't get away with it.
O'Neal finds enough room. O'Neal trying to get around Lacey Bernardis. Tipped by Niles. Niles trying to grab it, and does, away from Boff. Niles in transition, left hand, plus the foul.
A little bit of a contact, and now an and one opportunity to really push forward and open up a lead.
Niles to the free throw line. Takes part in the NHL calendar now, and you flip to a new year. I say, man, 2019 doesn't sound like it was that long ago, but tell that to the seniors now. Klingan-Smith again. O'Neal in transition to Turner in the corner. Turner pulls for three. And it takes a couple hops and goes. They're
fully capitalized on a lot of these sloppy mistakes here in the third quarter provided by Baldwin.
Turner averages 7 per game and banks it in. Looking for 11 wins in a row and an 11-1 record. He's got a 5-0 in section play and pulls out on a good find and a good drawn up play. Lindsey moves up with it. Lindsey has a lane, takes it, drives all the way in. Might have been deflected on the way up. Prilla cleans it up and scores.
Answers together, even with a close loss, even though the score doesn't show it against a good opponent, TJ.
Klingan-Smith just threw it away looking for Ott, and it's Boff finishing.
Shot clock, and not even necessarily looking for the best shot, but a perfect shot. And Niles was able to take the best opportunity they had.
Second foul on Elphinstone as Niles. Senior night thank you. Said, I appreciate every single person in my life who has shaped me into the person and player that I am today. Thank you to every single coach I have played for and my family who supports me every game. And Rogers at 42 years old.
Okay.
We'll see you Monday night. Here's Boff. Bouncing it to a wide open O'Neal for the left-handed layup. And a timeout called by Bethel Park. The only player for Baldwin to be able to do so. Cap off with 8. The only Bethel Park player to score. And every 8-minute increments. Thank you. Congratulations.
Right, thank you, guys.
JC Klingan-Smith here on senior day for the Fighting Highlanders. And a victorious 42-35 score for Baldwin as they are able to beat